What is going on, guys? It is Ahmed, and I am back today with yet another video for you all. And today we're going to be talking about Plug Power. Ticker symbol is PLUG, and why I truly think that this one is a very, very strong long-term potential investment for all of us. Remember though, my channel is not for financial advice. Rather, I want to put you guys on the plays that I am in and ones that I'm actually going to start new positions in. So I sold out on Plug. I talked about this one, if you see here, back in January 6th, 2021. It was at $35 a share. I talked about it previous to that video as part of another video, but this one here was when I emphasized, this was when they reached a contract, approximately around $1.5 billion contract with a South Korean company. So regardless, look what happened to the price action. It was up almost at $45 a share at the time of the video making, beginning of this year, Q1 2021, January 6th. So since then, Plug has went up to about $73 a share 20 days later after that video was made, and it's pulled back heavily since then. $73 all the way down to $30.78 a share. As we all know and we've seen, the entire energy sector has been pulling back, and that's what I want to talk about today. I'll talk about their Q4 earnings report. We can look at their balance sheet, which actually looks really, really good in my opinion. And also some of the other contracts that they have contracts with Amazon, contracts with Walmart. So we're going to touch on all those things. But before I do so, let me make my screen a little smaller here so you guys can see the screen better. And I want to give a quick shout out to the Webull affiliation that I have. So guys, if you want 2 free stocks, here are the details. If you want 2 free stocks, when you deposit $100, they could be valued between $8 and $1,600. So right then and there, you can get anywhere between an 8% return on your investment up to, you can do the math, a 16x potential if you invest or decide to deposit $100 into Webull. And again, if you don't like the brokerage, at least get your free money out of it and then see what you think about it. I really like Webull and I use it. That's why I decided to go ahead and take the affiliate link that they gave me. So use the link below, get your 2 free stocks, and then again, they could be anywhere between $8 and $16. So between, I shouldn't say even 8%, you can get 16% return on your investment. So again, with the stock market and how it's been right now, I think this is not a bad idea to potentially get some free money. So let's go ahead and get started. So why Plug Power? Here's the article that came out just today, this afternoon. Why Plug Power, Enphase Energy, and Bloom Energy dropped on Monday. So we saw Plug Power down 8.6% today. And if you can see here, actually a little more than that, about 9% on the day. But regardless, they could see what they say here is, I want to look exactly at, so what? A general rotation out of the renewable energy sector began after many of these stocks outperformed most sectors last year. We know in 2020, this the sector of energy specifically did very, very well. Returns in 2020 from these stocks range from 280 to 973% for Plug Power. But added uncertainty and profit taking accelerated when Plug Power announced earlier this month that it would need to restate 3 years worth of financial results. So, of course, some flags were raised. And again, anytime that happens, fraud allegations, that kind of thing, creates selling pressure for some stocks. So the stock's decline today seems to continue to reflect that sentiment, as there is no related company-specific news. So what does the author say of this article? Plug Power has announced a series of strategic international alliances since the start of the year. They included deals. The one that I spoke about was the South Korea SK Group, which made a $1.6 billion investment for almost a 10% stake in Plug Power. The company hope to expand fuel cell use in Asia. So again, pretty good news around the company. So this here from November of 2020, this is a really good article, but the big thing I want to hone in on or dive into is the fact that what is Plug Power doing and what contracts do they have already secured. So enthusiasm for Plug is part of the investors' welcome willingness to put money on a green energy physics for global warming, including electric vehicles, hydrogen power, and fuel cells made by Plug. Its fuel cells are Plug compatible with existing forklifts, making them easier to adopt for Walmart and Amazon, which they're currently being used by. The customers that accounted for 2/3 of Plug sales in 2018 and half in 2019. So as you can see, yes, they have a significant portion of Plug sales, again, being Amazon and Walmart, but it looks like less of their sales are going to those two and more people are adopting their products. Some of Plug's appeal to investors has surely owed to the sight of those two big names enjoying the benefits of Plug Power's green products. So again, these forklifts here, which we know are gas guzzlers, as you could read through the article here on Barron's, it talks about how much Plug has saved in making these zero emission type fuel cell products. So again, just some information about Plug there, but if you could see specifically here about their Q4 2020 earnings reports. So Plug Power reports $337 million in gross billings for 2020, up 42.5% year over year. Now, of course, we got to take this for a grain of salt because we know currently that they have to restate some of the previous year's earnings. So if you go down, this is all I really want to focus on for the video. If you scroll down here to Plug Power and subsidiaries consolidated balance sheets. So if we look at the balance sheet, I'm zooming pretty closely here. Scroll down so you can see December 31st and 2020 and 2019. So you could see between the two, $771 million, right, in 2019 for total assets versus $2.4 billion in 2020. Now we scroll down to their liabilities versus their assets. What is their total liabilities? Approximately $1 billion, $910 million versus $635 last year. But again, guys, why do I show these numbers? Look at this. Look closely. I know, let me make my screen a little smaller here. Let's look very closely. $2.4 billion in assets, $900 million in liabilities. So that means they have enough assets to cover their liabilities, which is, of course, a very good thing. If they're ever in a crunch or put on the spot for whatever reasons regarding their liabilities, they can at least cover those with the assets they currently have on hand. So if you look at their cash and cash equivalents, $1.3 billion. And I know a lot of that has to come from a big share offering that they did back in 2020. So regardless, guys, they have, again, some of that is restricted cash, but a lot of cash here on hand or cash equivalents. Look at this, $139 million in 2019 versus $1.3 billion in 2020. Pretty magnificent there. Let's make the screen a little bigger here. All right, so again, currently sitting at $30.78 a share. And what did I title this video? Potential 10x opportunity. Now, for that to be true, of course, we need to see more adoption in the fuel cell and alternative energy space. And with a Joe Biden presidency, I reiterate it time and time again in my videos because, again, it seems like I've covered a lot of alternative energy type stocks. But this one here, I think, is a true winner long term. With that being said, you need to be able to buy this one and hold it, not for a year, not for two, but for 5 years, right? So again, if you look, let's just look at the 1 year chart. It was at $3 a share. So it's already 10x before, 19x actually, but it's pulled back significantly since. So I think what we're seeing now is a potential buying opportunity for Plug Power. If you want to wait for it to pull back more because of the crazy market condition, you can. And let me tell you what some of those good entry points might be. So as you can see, lots of resistance points for this one now. But some of the support lines at $28.72, there's a pretty strong support line. $22.63, $18.10, and even $14. So from these four here, you can decide, do you want to potentially get in on one of these support lines or start nibbling in if you don't want to go all in at once? Again, we've learned that with the market pullback, instead of putting all your money in all at one time, instead, look at potential good entry points to buy into these stocks. So for Plug here, again, even the $30.79 resistance between now and the next support line, $28.72, could be a good buying opportunity. Of course, you could wait to find even better ones if it does pull back, but here are some potential entry points because I know you guys like when I mention those. So that's what you could do if you're interested in Plug Power. I know right now with overall technicals, very bearish, but guess what? The entire market is very, very bearish. We've seen between 10, 30, 50, 70% declines on some very, very strong long-term plays, including this one here. I think it's a long-term growth stock that people should not sleep on, and that's why I wanted to bring it up today. I saw this article and I was like, whoa, let me make sure I mention this to everyone that is on the Europop channel, because again, I think we have some strong potential for Plug Power. So again, thank you all so much for tuning into the video. I hope you all are, staying safe in these market conditions, again, and Thankfully, the Suez Canal is now open again after the ship was moved. So I know those billions and billions of dollars that are being transported. With that positive news, hopefully we'll continue positive momentum for the rest of the month, the last couple days. And then in April, hopefully we're going to have the most fantastic month of 2021. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, everybody, keep investing.